Well, the world's focused on the fact that India so far has declined taking a hardline position against Russia after the invasion of Ukraine. India, of course, having one of the rotating seats on the UN Security Council, its positions have been laid bare. You've had 2 votes in the Security Council. India's abstained on both, a general vote in the UN, a vote as well on the Human Rights Commission, and India has abstained on all these so far. So 4 different attempts where India, could take a position, could join the international consortium of countries that are calling Russia out for what they see as a terrible crisis that they had started on purpose, and yet India has chosen to abstain on all these. But for India, the stakes are very huge. India has an ongoing border crisis with China. They've had troops on both sides that have died in this border flare-up. And unfortunately, after many years of relying on Russian and Soviet military equipment, India's military readiness heavily depends on the continuation of imports from Russia. And so cutting that off by taking a hard line would be detrimental to India's own military preparedness while they're facing a crisis with China. While non-alignment itself as an idea in India may be mostly dead, still this disinterest, I think, in taking sides in a lot of conflicts that don't hit India directly, that remains a major point of foreign policy from the Indian government. The world would like to see India as a rising power, though, become more vocal on conflicts that are outside its own geography. I think right now our lens for partnership with India really is done through the Indo-Pacific prism. I think so far from the Biden administration, there is some understanding that India has to maintain something of a nuanced position, hoping, nudging, pushing India towards taking a little bit harder line, but giving them a bit of room and space, I think, for their own position to grow and evolve, especially as Russia has deepened its own prosecution of the conflict. But you do see a very different tenor on Capitol Hill. In a recent hearing where Assistant Secretary of State Don Liu was on Capitol Hill, you did see several members that were talking about, their disappointment with India over this and linking it very closely to the single most important decision that sits before the Biden administration vis-a-vis India, which is whether to consider issuing a waiver for India on the acquisition of a Russian-made missile defense system. That timeline is moving forward, it's accelerating. We're just a few months away from India's going to have these kits in position, and then we'll see whether or not India's position on Russia-Ukraine is going to influence that decision or not. For more information, please visit csis.org.